You guys may have saw the video about the 7,500 RPM small block Chevy that I got in this room. And if you haven't, you should go watch that video after this one. But today we got an engine that tops that one somehow. 8,000 RPM big block Chevy. Now, the history of this engine isn't quite as detailed as that small block next to it. But what we do know is this. It has the potential to make a lot of power. And here's why it's in its current state. This engine was built for my dad's 1967 Camaro drag car that he's had for pretty much ever. And this engine was put in about 10 years ago, and it never was quite right. It had a lot of vibrations, a lot of harmonics, so much to the point that the harmonic balancer that was on it actually spun, so he couldn't accurately time the engine. So today we're going to be taking this engine apart and figuring out what exactly it needs before having some internal work done. Obviously, there was something off in the balance that wasn't quite right. We're just going to kind of get a parts list to see what else it might need outside of some machine work, so we can get that stuff coming, so this can end up back into his 1967 Camaro. Because later this year, I'm calling him out with my 2021 Camaro ZL1. Always wanted to race him. I've never been able to beat him. He's always had something faster than me. Except right now, my car's faster. So we got to put this engine in the 67 and see if, with this new engine, if it's got anything for my car. Right now, my car is about 0.4 faster. So my car ran 992 at 140. His Camaro ran, I think, best to 1030 at 131. So there's work to be done. Right now, let's start working on getting this thing tore apart and see what's inside. So right off the bat, this thing sat in a non-climate controlled environment for a long time. Had the heads off of it, and yeah, you can kind of see there's some rust at the top of the cylinders. Not sure if a hone is going to clean that up enough. We're trying to keep this somewhat budget-oriented. We don't want to stick a ton of money into it if we don't have to, but not sure if that's going to clear up. So it's already 30 over, so it's started life is a 454. Now it's 460 or 462, whatever that comes out to be. Yeah, might need to go 60 over on this unit. Who knows? But hopefully we don't have to. Yeah, I'm going to get to tearing this thing apart. It doesn't have a lot of runtime on it, so who knows what the inside's going to look like. Hopefully it's good. Well, interesting place to stop. So I was taking all of the bolts for the cam sprocket out, and well, it looks like the cam sprocket just has no teeth. That's bad. That's very bad. Yeah, that's not good for timing. Let me see. I wonder if I can roll this over and see how much out of time this thing is right now. Let me take a second. Well, you can kind of see it. It didn't jump time. Huh. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. A lot of slop. Not really that good. Okay. Well, we shall proceed with the teardown. Well, we got her all torn down. All the pistons are out. We've got all the main caps off. And my dad did mention there was a little oil pressure issue, I guess. So pretty much all of the bearing surfaces for the rods look good. But if you take a look at this main bearing surface here for number 2, oh, bearing, get back down there. Yeah, see how it's all black and discolored? And that one's not. Yeah, that's pretty bad. We take a look at the cap end. Yeah, smoked big time. Same thing with number 4. So that would explain our oil pressure issue. Oh, bearing kind of walked out of that one. Yep. Yuck. So I don't know, crankle, it's hard to, sorry about that. It's hard to say if this is gonna need to be, hard to say if that's gonna need to be turned, probably. I don't think it's gonna polish out, but maybe, I don't know, nothing super obvious. That's catching with my fingernail, who's to say? But this thing needs some work. And, yeah, I know the place to take it to. Well, that's going to do it for episode 1 of the Big Block Revival. Got to get that stuff over to the machine shop along with the small block heads. And once we get that stuff done, can start putting stuff back together and getting everything running right. Because that's what this is all about. Getting everything running the way it should. Fixing stuff that's broke. And, well, sometimes breaking stuff that's fixed. But we haven't done much of that lately. We'll get to it, though. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Race between my dad and I, it's not going to be for a few months, considering the weather here in Michigan. But in the meantime, got a lot of other cool stuff to share with you guys. And I'm very excited for that. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your support in this matter. And we'll see you in a couple days.